You're listening to the BNI Effect, the podcast for Brisbane and Toowoomba entrepreneurs who believe in givers gain. I'm Tony Meredith, and ordinarily I'm a business coach who specialises in sales and leadership. But today I'm your host and fellow BNI member. In this episode, I get to chat with a Brisbane and Toowoomba BNI member to explore their biggest wins, biggest lesson, and how you can get the most out of your BNI membership. This is episode number 90. Can you believe it? 90. And today's guest is Tiffany Ernst from X Factor Plumbing. Welcome, Tiffany.
Hi, Tony. Thank you very much for having me. Number 90. Wow, that's exciting.
Number 90. This is a milestone, right? So we're saving the best for number 90. So thank you for being here. Hey, given it's about BNI, let's kick it off talking a little bit about BNI. What's the best referral that you've either given or received through BNI?
Yeah, sure. So our best referral that we have received is actually from a visitor in our chapter. So they were needing some plumbing work done, guttering and things like that around their house. And obviously, being what I said in my 10-minute, no, sorry, my 60 seconds, they took that away and they actually ended up being a close of businesses of over $40,000 just from one visit to our chapter. So that was pretty good for us in receiving a referral from an outside source.
I think that's pretty good. I think it's amazing, to be honest. So they're not even a member. So someone came along to your chapter, listened to your 60 seconds. Now, when you say 60 seconds, there'll be people who are listening who perhaps aren't familiar with BNI. What are you referring to when you talk about your 60 seconds?
Yeah, so our 60 seconds is like our little infomercial. So basically, it depends on what chapter you're in. Like I know we're in Toowoomba, so we get a little bit more, but some other chapters only get 45 seconds. And so it's an infomercial to sell our business to the visitors and also the members in our chapter.
And so someone's come along, they've heard your 60-second infomercial, you've talked about your business, X Factor Plumbing, whatever the services were, and they've gone, you know what, I want to use your services, and 40 grand later, there you go.
100%. So yeah, that for me was like, this is amazing. Obviously, your 60 seconds really do work when you put the effort into making sure you ask for that ideal referral or that specific request. And obviously, just on that day, I had that ideal referral or the specific job that we were looking to do, and that visitor. Obviously it struck a chord with them. And so straight away they were like, oh, well, these are the people that we want to use. And basically we were the only ones. They didn't get any other quotes. So to have that trust in us was quite amazing, really.
Yeah, so I hear people often talk about specific is terrific, and you're a great example of that, that you've had a specific referral request. The person happened to be in the room, and voila, here you go. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Great, great, great story. Thank you for sharing that.
that's okay.
When did you first discover BNI?
Yes, so BNI. So it's a bit of a funny story. So X Factor started in 2014, and my husband was sitting with our banker at the time, and she's like, "Hey, Carl, why don't you come along, have a look at this great networking group? We were brand new to business, never done anything like this, networking anything. So she's like, why don't you come along, have a look what it's all about?" Carl was like, yeah, I think this could work. Being a new business, especially in Toowoomba, not having that networking group. So to be able to go into BNI and see all these people was just mind blowing to him. So that's probably when we first discovered it. Myself, I actually didn't discover it till probably midway through 2015. Nobody really knows this, but Carl absolutely hates public speaking. So he never liked going. And I was heavily pregnant with our daughter at the time. And he's like, righto, it's your job. So off I trottled. I took her off, I went off, and basically that was the rest was history. So from 2015, I've been in BNI.
So what was it about the first time that you went that encouraged you to stick around for 10 years?
I guess the thing for me was the structure. It wasn't just, oh, I've got this for Joe Blow or I've got this for, this person. It was everything was recorded. Everything was, you were made credible, had credibility for, different things that you were referrals that were passing and the close of business that was getting passed around the room. I was like, I want part of this. If people are closing, $40,000, I want part of that. kind of thing. So that for me was what really stood out. And also, I guess, too, being that introvert that I am, getting out of the house and finding those new relationships with people that I could, I guess, build that relationship with, that we're still friends to this day, 10 years on.
So community, tribe, finding the people that you can hang around with sounds like Tiffany.
100%. Yeah, you've got your little community, you've got your people in your corner, and you know that they're going to always be there when you need them. And I think that for me was the biggest thing. Like, I still now ask people that were in our chapter 10 years ago for advice. So that
Wow.
for me is a big standout.
When did you know that BNI was going to be worth it for you? So how far into your journey? You said you sort of took over from Carl in 2015. How far into that journey did you realize that, you know what, this is going to be worth it for me personally, but also for our business?
I think pretty well straight away.
Mm.
Look, I kind of went away going, I want these people in my corner.
Yeah.
I want these people to, refer my business, and I want to be able to refer their business, and I can learn from them. Being that we were that new business, I needed somebody that I could also take advice from in other aspects of different types of businesses. So, and, getting those relationships, because being a plumber, you need an electrician when you need a hot water, or you replace a toilet system, you need a painter. So having those people in the group was a lot easier for me as a business owner, because I knew nothing. I come from the corporate world, so I knew nothing about plumbing or any of that. So to have that in the room, I was like, this is for me. And I don't think I've missed a day really since.
Wow. What do you consistently do in BNI that brings you results, Tiffany?
I don't like to say that I'm a rule follower, but I think I probably am. What do we got to do? We have to do one referral, one CEU, close a business, and a visitor. So I like to try and get them. I do try to make sure I've got more than the one in the month, but I just like to be consistent. I think my biggest thing is the consistency of always being there and always making sure that I am doing the best I can to get the best out of my membership, because if I don't put it in, I'm not going to get it back.
Yeah, well, I mean, BNI as a system, it's been around for 40 years. And so what you're saying is that you're just following the system. BNI is saying, hey, here's a whole range of things that we strongly suggest that you do, because not to be rules, but actually when you do them, they're going to bring you results. And so you're doing them consistently and persistently, and you're getting the results because of it.
That's right. Like, BNI wouldn't have been around for 40 years if it didn't work.
Hmm.
And it worked.
So it works, but the key is that it doesn't work on its own, right? Which is what you're saying. It's saying that, hey, it's an amazing system, but if you take your hands off the wheel, the system is not on autopilot. So you've actually got to put your hands on the wheel, work the system, and when you do that, then you'll have phenomenal success.
100%. Yeah. If you take what you're given and you run with it, you're going to make a successful member, and you're also going to be that successful business that is, you're following the rules, but you're also taking it to that next level by getting all that you can out of BNI, because there's so many free resources that are given to you as well.
What mistakes do you see some members making that holds them back, Tiffany?
I think for me is the attendance. So a weekly meeting, it's once a week. Attendance for me is probably the biggest thing. As a member, if you're not in the room, you're never going to be given that credibility, because you're not there. So people can't refer to you, or if they do give you that referral, are they then going to go, well, you're not in the room. Are you then going to not follow up on my referral that I'm passing to you? And now I know personally from experience, just quickly, like, our daughter was sick. So we were out of BNI for 6 months. And I remember my first meeting back, there was the real estate agent of in the chapter at the time. She said, oh, I thought there was a plumber in the group, but I hadn't seen anybody. And I said, yes, this is the reason why. But then once I became present in that room and I was present weekly, I was made accountable, then the work started coming in. So when you're not present front and center, you're not going to get the work. It's like your business. Like BNI is a mini business inside your business in a way, if that makes sense.
Well, let's talk about it. So what do you mean by that?
So like for me, you've got your business, but then you've got BNI, and so we've got everybody in that group. So they're helping to help your business grow through the referrals, through the networking and the likes of that. So you've got to put in the effort in BNI just as you do in your business, because if you don't, then you're not going to get any rewards. And I think that's for me is the biggest thing.
It's a great way to describe it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Can you give us an overview of your business and the main services or products that you provide?
Of course I can. So our business is X Factor Plumbing and Earth Moving. So I work alongside my husband. So we started back in 2023. That was just himself and an apprentice. We've grown, we've decreased, we've grown, and now we're just at the perfect level of people. So we're a plumbing and earth moving company around Toowoomba, Darling Downs, and the Lockyer Valley. So for us, we handle everything from your simple leaking tap right through to full plumbing installations and renovations. No job for us is too big, too small. We take care of all your maintenance, leaking taps, right through to actually today, for example, the boys are down in our estate and there's a water main. So it's 100 meters from the road to the house. So we're actually replacing the water main. And I guess given that we're earth moving as well, we have that ability to be able to use our own machines, which reduces time and waiting for other trades to come in because we're your one-stop shop.
Where does the earth moving come in, Tiffany? Because I mean, there's certainly plenty of plumbers, but then to have the combo of plumbing and earth moving, where did that originate from?
So Carl, I guess, he worked a lot in commercial side of things. So he learned a lot of that being commercial, like on job sites and that. So we, he just said, look, he had all these tickets. So we had an excavator, a bobcat, and we got a truck. He's like, let's just go with it. And from there, it's just growing. So then we've become X Factor Plumbing and Earth Moving. So then we have a team of machine operators, but then we also have our team of plumbers so that we can all work together and get the job done a lot quicker than if we had to wait or hire machinery. And
Yeah, I love it. Great. What makes your business different?
family culture. So for me, family culture and pride on treating our employees and clients as part of the team, they're more like a family than they are our employees. So we ensure that we follow the old-fashioned values. We continually go above and beyond for clients' expectations at every term. So for us, honesty, professionalism, reliability, and cleanliness. And our qualified, experienced team have the knowledge and skills that help us to excel as leaders in our field. And I put it into my boys' head that if you're going into somebody's house, you take your shoes off because I can guarantee you're not going to want muddy shoes in your house. So I don't want muddy shoes in my customers' houses. So you treat their house the way I'd expect my house to be treated, basically. So, and it's funny, the boys will go somewhere and it'll be somebody that knows us. And the first thing they'll say to us is like, oh, I said to the boys, oh, don't worry about taking your shoes off. No, Tiffany told me I must take my shoes off at all times. So there's that I have instilled into our boys.
Well, that's amazing. Sounds like you guys go the extra mile, which is terrific. And it sounds like they're all listening to your wonderful advice as well.
Sometimes.
Now, what's a common problem that your clients face and how do you guys solve it, Tiffany?
Yes. Let's say 4:30 on a Friday afternoon. You go to do some washing up and you go, bugger, my hot water system's died. So this for us is a very common occurrence. So 4:30, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon, Christmas Eve, the likes of those. I've got people coming over, I've got no hot water. So what we can do is actually, while we couldn't replace your system at that time of the evening, we can offer you to put just a little 50-litre hot water system in to get you through till the Monday when everything's back open, trades are open, and we're able to start again, kind of thing for them. So I think knowing that we're that family business, we try to help. I try to help, and I will 9 times out of 10 talk myself out of a job because I'll give them how to solve it over the phone rather than me going, yeah, no worries, we'll be there in half an hour, and charging them something that I could have just fixed over the phone for them.
Mm-hmm. Wow, thank you. Who's an ideal referral for you right now?
So our ideal referrals are your homeowners wanting to do renovations or those types of things, your property managers who value quality workmanship, reliability, and clean communication. Obviously, and then any investors as well that are wanting to get their house up to standards to then be able to rent it. So that for us is somebody that we're looking for. And I guess anybody that's had issues with unreliable trades, we're definitely not one of those unreliable trades, being that it is that family-owned business. I'm the first point of call. My mobile phone is connected to my side 24/7, basically. So wherever I go, my mobile goes. So I'm always on call.
Wonderful. Let's play a little word association game now. I'm going to say a word. You're going to give me some short, sharp responses. First thing that comes into your head, networking.
Collaboration.
Ooh, I like it. Referrals.
Credibility.
Success.
Consistency.
Coffee.
Black.
Please.
Yeah.
Plenty of it. Give
Yeah.
us gain.
Shared benefits.
Good. Sport.
Tennis.
Oh, good. Team.
I think you might like this one. The Brisbane Lions.
Well, there you go. I do like that one. That's amazing. Thank you. Great. This is about you, not me, but that's great. Brisbane Lions and BNI.
I'm going to say this is left of field, but everyone who knows her, Lisa Gill.
Wow. We had, for those who are wondering who is this Lisa Gill, we had Lisa on episode number 80. So if you want to go back and listen to episode 80, you'll get to hear Lisa, who's the executive director for Brisbane South, West and Toowoomba, which is terrific. Tiffany, if you could give us one piece of advice to someone who wants to grow their business through networking, what would it be?
Okay, I guess going back to that, asking what members are doing wrong. So me is you need to be consistent. You need to be consistently there, showing up for your business because you've taken that step to want to put your business out there. Now show up and make yourself credible. You need to make sure that you're giving those referrals, but not only the referrals you're receiving, you're also following up on. It may not happen overnight, but you don't know your not your bread and butter. What's your other ideal referral? Like your golden referral. They could be sitting in that room as a visitor the day that you're there, and that to me is what is the biggest thing. You just don't know who's in the room. So if you're a small business, a new business, somebody that's in that you're stuck and you need help to grow your business or you want to get it out there, then I definitely think BNI is for you. We, as a small business, definitely thought that it wasn't going to be our cup of tea, but I looked at it and went, you know what? I only need to do 2 sales in a whole 12 months to pay for my membership. The rest is the icing on the cake.
And here you are 10 years later, right? So clearly it is working. What's one exciting thing that's happening in your business right now that you'd like the listeners or viewers to know about?
So we've always been Toowoomba based, but now we're actually in the process of looking to expand down into the Lockyer Valley and Ipswich and those types of places. And just recently, we've just started putting our name out on River 949, so you would be able to hear our X Factor Plumbing ad on River 949. It is catchy and it will get stuck in your head, so I won't sing it for you.
I was just going to say, do you want to share a jingle with us?
I don't know if I have the jingle here, sorry, but I could always give it to you to put on the end of the podcast.
That's funny. That's funny. Very good. That's exciting. Tiffany, how can listeners learn more about your business or get in touch with you?
Yeah, of course. So our website is one of the probably the better places. So our website's www.xfactorplumbing.com.au. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. But, basically, or you can just give the office a call and I'm more than happy to have a chat. I sit in the office all day by myself. So sometimes when people ring, it's nice to have a little chat to you.
It's some company, hey? Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Tiffany. Really appreciate it. Look, that wraps up another episode of the BNI Effect. Many thanks to today's guest, Tiffany Ernst, for sharing her insights with us and showing us what's possible in BNI. If you're a BNI member, perhaps there's an idea that Tiffany shared that you can implement over the next week. If you're a visitor to BNI, I hope you've seen how powerful this community can be. Subscribe to hear or view more real stories from Brisbane and Toowoomba BNI members. Until next time, give more, trust more, grow more.